Hyperthyroidism and thyrotoxicosis. Hyperthyroidism is a set of disorders that involve excess synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones by thyroid gland, which leads to thyrotoxicosis. Thyrotoxicosis describes a variety of clinical features arising from elevated circulating levels of thyroid hormone. Most common forms of hyperthyroidism include diffuse toxic goiter in Graves' disease is the most common cause. Toxic multinodular goiter in Plummer disease. Toxic adenoma, which are autonomously functioning thyroid nodules. Then thyroiditis. It is either subacute or dequervin and postpartum thyroiditis. Iodide-induced hyperthyroidism, stroma ovari. It is the extrathyroidal source of thyroid hormone. TSH-secreting pituitary adenomas causing hyperthyroidism, then follicular carcinoma and metastasis. Clinical features of the hyperthyroidism. First of all, common symptoms are weight loss with normal or increased appetite, heat intolerance, sweating, palpitations, tremors, dyspnea, fatigue, irritability, and emotional lability. And common signs include weight loss, tremor, palmar erythema, sinus tachycardia, lid retraction, and lid lag. Graves' disease causes other features which include periorbital edema, conjunctival irritation, exophthalmos, diplopia, and periorbital myxedema. Less common symptoms include osteoporosis, diarrhea, steatorrhea, angina, anxiety, psychosis, alopecia. Menstrual irregularities include amenorrhea and oligomenorrhea, infertility, loss of libido, and excessive lacrimation. Less common signs include goiter with bruit in Graves' disease only, atrial fibrillation, systolic hypertension, increased pulse pressure, hyperreflexia, ill-sustained clonus, bulbar or proximal myopathy, gynecomastia, spider nevi, onycholysis, and pigmentation. These are rare signs. Presentation of thyrotoxicosis varies as follows. Younger patients tend to exhibit symptoms of sympathetic activation like anxiety, hyperactivity, and tremors. Older patients have more cardiovascular symptoms, for example dyspnea and atrial fibrillation, and unexplained weight loss. Ophthalmopathy, for example periorbital edema, diplopia, or proptosis, suggests Graves' disease. Diagnosis of the hyperthyroidism. Thyroid function tests are as follows: thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH, free thyroxine or free thyroxine index, total triiodothyronine T3. In hyperthyroidism, thyroid function tests are as follows: thyrotoxicosis is marked by a suppressed TSH level and elevated T3 and T4 level. In milder thyrotoxicosis, elevation of T3 levels only seen. In subclinical hyperthyroidism, TSH level decreased, but T3 and T4 levels are normal. Autoantibody tests. Anti-thyroid peroxidase anti-TPO antibody seen in 85% of the Graves' disease patients. It is non-specific test. Thyroid stimulatory antibody or thyroid stimulatory immunoglobulins, long-acting thyroid stimulators, or TSH receptor antibodies. These are found in 63 to 81% of the Graves' disease patient. Positive test is diagnostic and specific for Graves' disease. If etiology of the thyrotoxicosis is not clear with other lab tests, it can be confirmed by scintigraphy, which is characterized by a degree and pattern of isotope uptake indicates the type of thyroid disorders. In Graves' disease, diffuse enlargement of both thyroid lobes with uniform uptake of isotope and elevated radioactive iodine uptake. In toxic multinodular goiter, irregular areas of relatively diminished and occasionally increased uptake. Overall, radioactive iodine uptake is mildly to moderately increased. But in subacute thyroiditis, there will be very low radioactive iodine uptake. Now, management of the hyperthyroidism and thyrotoxicosis. It includes symptomatic relief, therapy with antithyroid medication with radioactive iodine, and thyroidectomy. First of all, symptomatic treatment is as follows. Oral rehydration for dehydrated patients is indicated, and beta blockers for relief of neurologic and cardiovascular symptoms, saline eye drops, and tight-fitting sunglasses for mild ophthalmopathy. For VN threatening ophthalmopathy, higher doses of glucocorticoids with consideration of orbital decompression, surgery, and ocular radiation therapy. Antithyroid drug treatment is as follows. Is used for long-term control of hyperthyroidism in adult men and non-pregnant women used to control hyperthyroidism before definitive therapy with radioactive iodine. Methimazole is more potent and longer acting than propylthiouracil. Propylthiouracil is reserved for use in thyroid storm, first trimester of pregnancy, methimazole intolerance and allergy. Antithyroid drug doses are titrated every 4 weeks until thyroid functions normalize. Then radioactive iodine treatment is preferred therapy for hyperthyroidism administered orally as a single dose in capsule or liquid form. It causes fibrosis and destruction of thyroid over weeks to many months. Hypothyroidism is expected. Contraindications are pregnancy, breastfeeding, recent lactation. Is also avoided in children under 5 years of age. Usually not given to patients with severe ophthalmopathy. Then is the thyroidectomy. Indications of thyroidectomy are severe condition in children, pregnant female who are non-compliant with anti-thyroid medication, and patients with very large goiter or severe ophthalmopathy, and patients who refuse radioactive iodine therapy, refractory amiodarone-induced hyperthyroidism, patients who require normalization of thyroid function quickly such as pregnant women, women who desire pregnancy in next 6 months, and patients with unstable cardiac condition.